What up, Ring Crew, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Square Circle Podcast. I am your host, Marie Shadows, and on this episode of the Square Circle Podcast, we will still be continuing to talk about night one of Castle Attack. We are still doing the respective singles matches of Chaos versus Bullet Club, and we are currently up to Chase Owens versus Yano in a Yano Texas Strap Match. So, how that match came to be is because Chase Owens came back from Texas. He is the Texas champion, and he's been feuding with Yano over the King of Pro Wrestling title. And he feels like that belongs to him, and it doesn't belong to Yano at all. So it's basically declaring war on Yano to take the King of Pro Wrestling title away from him. So Chase Owens issued a stipulation for this match, and it was going to be a Texas strap match. In my previous podcast episodes, I explained to you guys what a regular Texas strap match is, but I'll still go into detail because Yano decided to throw his own stipulation into this, which is the Yano Texas strap match. So a regular strap match is both guys are strapped at the wrist, and the objective is to tag all four corners of the turnbuckles, and once either opponent tags all four corners, they win the match. Now, when it comes to a Yano Texas strap match, basically you have to remove all four corner pads in order to win. The rules were a little weird, a little sloppy in my opinion, but the only reason why we have the Yano Texas strap match is because when NJPW Global, their official Twitter account, put up the poll, it was a unanimous decision and a landslide that Yano got chosen, and not so much of the regular Texas strap match. Yano fans are just overwhelming sometimes. I, on the other hand, I can tell you what I voted for. I voted for Chase Owens' regular Texas strap match. I haven't seen a strap match ever since when AEW did theirs with Brody Lee and Cody Rhodes, and that was the most recent one. And I mean, I could probably go back into archives of professional wrestling to go watch some good strap matches. But regardless, I wanted a old-fashioned Texas strap match that had Chase and Yano rather than a Yano Texas strap match. Other than that, before we dive into the match itself and I give you the breakdown, I have some updates I want to share. So as you know, Chase Owens not only wrestles, but he does play video games over on Twitch. If you guys are not following Chase over at Twitch, please do so at twitch.tv/CrownJewelBC, because we have an upcoming Q&A session with the one and only Jay White of the Bullet Club, and it's going to be a very fun Q&A. The only thing is that you must be a subscriber in order to ask your question to Jay White and hear his response. The only thing that I ask is don't be a dick. And this is happening on March 6th, 9 a.m. Japan time, which over here in the States is going to be March 5th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So it did get moved. We were supposed to have this Q&A back in February, right before Castle Attack Night 2, the ending of Night 1 for us here in the States, but it was just coming a little too close to their schedules. So they decided to move it to March, which, by the way, March is my birthday month and also Chase Owens' birthday month, and I will give him a shout out now because I do not know if I'm going to be having another podcast when it comes his birthday on March 7th. So Chase, happy early birthday. You will also get another birthday shout out on Twitter and also probably on your Discord and probably on your Twitch channel, but just know that I appreciate you and thanks for giving us memories inside the ring. And I hope you enjoy your birthday. I really do. I hope you enjoy your birthday and the Bullet Club boys buy you lots of cake and lots of food and shower you with lots of love. It's been really cool to talk about your matches and to watch you play PUBG and Rainbow Six Siege. So yeah, happy early birthday to you. and also to me because we're both getting old this month. Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this podcast for the first time, I do give shout outs to my favorites. And if you're not following Chase, go ahead and do that so that way you can get the opportunity to subscribe also to the Twitch channel and have a very fun conversation with Jay White in the upcoming days. And also, you guys can go visit my YouTube channel where this podcast episode will be on. Just search for Squared Circle Podcast. I do not have 100 subscribers yet, so I do not have that cool URL where I could tell you where to go. And if you guys want to follow the audio podcast, head over to anchor.fm/Square Circle Podcast. And if you want to follow me on Twitter to talk about wrestling 24/7, at Marie_Shadows is where you can find me. Now, let's jump right into Chase Owens versus Yano, night 1 of Castle Attack. After the referee securely tapes both men's wrists to the strap, the bell is sounded, the match has begun, and Yano manages to give some lashings to Chase right out the gate of this match. Chase then goes for a stalling tactic and asks Yano for a truce before Yano proceeds to kick Chase in the gut and give Chase more lashings, and then proceeds to choke out Chase for the time being. It's almost as if Yano has already seen this movie. Yano then takes off one of the corner pads. Chase then tries to take off the second pad, but Yano sees this and chases after him. Chase then stops what he's doing, rolls out to the ring, and wraps the slack of the strap around the ring post and pulls Yano head first into the pole. That was a very clever move. Chase now hits Yano with the strap and takes off that corner pad. So now it's 1-1. Chase Owens throws the pad to Yano, baits him in, and sidesteps with a drop kick to Yano, and Yano's back hits the exposed turnbuckle. Now both men head to the outside where Chase takes control of the situation by throwing Yano into the barricade, and then Chase goes through the barricade, and both Yano and Chase are playing this tug of war until Chase releases. Yano falls, and then Chase pulls Yano with all of his might into the barricade 2 times. Chase then rolls Yano into the ring and takes the tape that was used in the beginning of the match and starts taping the fist of Yano, so that way he cannot take off the corner pads. And this was a clever move by Chase. And so Chase gives some more lashings to Yano and then stomps Yano. And somehow Yano manages to catapult Chase into the exposed turnbuckle with his taped hands. And then Chase sidesteps Yano as Yano charges towards him, and Yano hits his back against the exposed turnbuckle. Then Chase begins to take off the next corner pad. So now Chase has 2, Yano has 1. There are some punches to Yano by Chase. Yano flips Chase over with the help of the strap. Chase manages to get to his feet and lands some strikes on Yano. However, Yano comes in with the atomic drop and then pushes Chase into the referee so he can low blow Chase. Which, by the way, you guys need to do something about that. Probably get that move banned. The last time that I suggested that on the New Japan Pro Wrestling subreddit, the Yano fans were not too happy about that. I made a case as to why whenever Yano does the low blow, it's not part of his skill set. It's more part of him cheating more than using his skills to get the victory and to at least create some type of separation without doing a low blow and doing it like that. So, yeah, just keep that in mind that that's a possibility to try to get that move banned on Yano specifically whenever you have a match with Yano. Yano then tries to untie the other corner pad. He finally takes it off. So now both guys are 2 for 2 and there is one more pad left. Chase pulls in Yano for the jewel heist, which is a wristlock lariat. Chase then decides to do more damage by pulling Yano up and pulling him chest first into the exposed turnbuckle and then throwing Yano outside into the barricade. And while Yano is on the floor, this gives Chase Owens time to expose the floor by ripping up the protective pad. and Chase goes for a package pile driver. However, Yano reverses that into a simple back body drop. And right after, Yano rolls into the ring and tries to go to the other corner to take off the last corner pad. However, with Chase being on the outside, Chase is pulling back desperately for Yano not to get to that corner pad. So Yano rolls back out to the outside, and that gives Chase enough time to grab the ring bell and hit Yano in the head, knocking him out with the ring bell. And then Chase tries to go back into the ring and take off that last corner pad, but Yano's on the outside, and Yano is so dead weight that Chase has to come back outside just to roll him back in to try to get some type of distance between himself and that last corner pad. Owens then decides to do a knee strike to Yano and almost had the corner pad, but Yano pulls Chase into a powerbomb. Yano rushes over to the last pad and takes it off. And this allows Yano to pick up the victory in this Yano Texas Strap Match. I honestly think it was a conspiracy that Chase lost this match. Aside from Chase losing this match, it was an overall fun match to watch. It was something different. There was a different layer added onto this because it wasn't a traditional Texas strap match where you just tag the corners. So props to Yano for introducing that. But at the end of the day, Chase should have definitely won that match with Yano. But during the backstage comments, Chase did mention that it's not over with Yano and the war is still going on with Yano. And just imagine if we keep getting more series of matches between Chase and Yano, and eventually it heads to a cage match. And the next awesome gear that Chase will probably make will be like a Rambo style, you know? Come out with some Rambo gear, and it's going to be really war on Yano. Like, that'd be cool. Overall, this match is definitely going into the match of the month. Eventually, I'll make a list of all the best matches within the months of January, February, and maybe March. Or maybe not, because New Japan Pro Wrestling introduced the New Japan Cup, which on this podcast specifically, we are going to refer to the New Japan Cup as the New Japan Cup. So, you know, just be aware that there's going to be an alternative name to the New Japan Cup. Anyway, eventually I'll make that list. This match is going to be on it for the month of February and so many others. So once that gets done, you guys can go vote for your favorite match when I put it out on social media, which brings me to the end of this analysis of Chase Owens versus Yano. Again, I really wish that Chase would have won. The war is not over. Just continue to support Chase, because no matter what happens, Chase and Yano are definitely not done, and they may definitely meet up in the New Japan Cup. I wanted to wait to talk about the New Japan Cup in a separate podcast episode so I don't overwhelm you guys, but because we're talking about Chase Owens here, and I officially looked at all the names who are in the brackets, let's have some fun with this. So on March 10th, Chase Owens takes on David Finlay. As much as I love David Finlay, we know that David Finlay is probably not going to move on to the next round. That Chase Owens would definitely probably pick up that victory there. David Finlay has been doing a lot of tag teaming work with Juice Robinson, so maybe his singles competitorship is rusty. And I see here that Juice Robinson is facing Kenta. Yeah, as much as I love Juice Robinson, he's not going to go to the next round. Kenta's going to go to the next round. That's a given. It's Kenta. And then on the other side, we see that Yano is taking on Bad Luck Fale. And Bad Luck Fale is a big dude, and I don't know how Yano is going to survive. Imagine if Yano does get the upset on Bad Luck Fale. Eventually, we may have a Yano versus Chase, if this is how this works. But I'm so bad with tournaments, so, let's just have fun speculating on it. Someone in the comments are going to tell me that's not how tournaments work. But this is a very interesting thing where on one side it's Yano and then on the other side is Chase Owens. And yeah, they're both on this New Japan Cup. But obviously, Bad Luck Fale is a really huge dude, so I see him going over on Yano unless Yano wants to do all of his tactics that are not part of his skill set and just, try to get one over on Bad Luck Fale, which would be a really bad look because Bad Luck Fale is finally coming back into New Japan Pro Wrestling after being over in New Zealand for this time during the pandemic. So it'll be great to see him back into the ring, back into the Bullet Club family. But yeah, that is all I'm going to mention about the New Japan Cup. Thankfully, our Bullet Club boys are in this cup. And like I said, on this podcast specifically going forward, when we talk about the New Japan Cup, it will definitely be renamed to the New Japan Cup because it's fun to support your favorites. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that has been my whole entire analysis of Chase Owens versus Yano, including a little preview of the New Japan Cup that features Chase Owens in the brackets. So you have been listening to an episode of the Square Circle Podcast. I am your host, Marie Shadows, and I'll see you guys on the next one.